Welcome back to the Stoic Edge. If you're someone who wants to build a calm mind, unshakable confidence, and the strength to stay peaceful in a noisy world, then you're exactly where you belong. Here, we don't chase motivation. We build discipline. We don't react emotionally. We learn timeless wisdom from the greatest Stoic philosophers, including Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, and apply it to the challenges of modern life. In today's video, we're going to explore what the Stoics believed you should do when people disrespect you. Most people react with anger, argue to prove themselves, or spend days replaying the situation in their minds. But the Stoics chose a completely different path, a path that protects your peace, strengthens your character, and earns genuine respect without saying a single unnecessary word. By the end of this video, you'll discover 9 powerful Stoic lessons that can completely change the way you respond to disrespect. If you're new to the Stoic Edge, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because every week we share practical, Stoic wisdom to help you master your mind and become mentally unbreakable. Now take a deep breath, leave the noise of the world behind for a few minutes, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Master your first reaction. Imagine you're having a normal day. Everything feels peaceful. Then suddenly someone says something disrespectful. Maybe it's a coworker who questions your ability. Maybe it's a friend who makes fun of your dreams. Maybe it's a stranger who speaks to you with complete disrespect. In that exact moment, your body reacts before your mind does. Your heart beats faster. Your jaw tightens. Your mind immediately starts creating the perfect response. You want to defend yourself. You want to prove them wrong. You want to make them regret speaking to you that way. It feels natural. But according to Marcus Aurelius, this is the exact moment where most people lose control of their own lives. Not because they were insulted, but because they allowed another person's words to control their emotions. Think about that for a moment. Someone speaks for 10 seconds, yet those 10 seconds remain inside your mind for the next 10 hours. You replay the conversation while driving. You replay it while eating. You replay it before sleeping. Meanwhile, the person who insulted you has probably forgotten the entire conversation. Who is truly suffering? The Stoics believe that no one can steal your peace without your permission. Their words are only sounds. Your reaction gives those sounds power. Imagine standing beside a calm lake early in the morning. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the sky like a mirror. Then someone throws a stone into the lake. Instantly, everything changes. Waves spread across the surface. The reflection disappears. Your mind works exactly the same way. The insult is the stone. Your emotions are the waves. And the moment your emotions take over, you lose the ability to see the situation clearly. This is why the Stoics trained themselves to pause before reacting. Not because they were weak, but because they understood something that most people never learn. The first person to lose emotional control is usually the first person to lose the battle. Before speaking, before defending yourself, before sending that angry message, pause. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself a simple question. Is my next action coming from wisdom or from wounded pride? That single question has the power to save you from hundreds of regrets throughout your life. Because real strength isn't shown by how quickly you react. Real strength is shown by how completely you control yourself. And once you master your first reaction, you'll discover something even more powerful. Because staying calm is only the beginning. The real transformation starts when you stop needing respect from everyone around you. And that's exactly what the second lesson is about. Lesson 2. Stop chasing respect. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that respect can be forced. They try to impress everyone. They explain themselves too much. They seek approval from people who have never truly valued them in the first place. But here's the truth. The more desperately you chase respect, the faster it runs away from you. Epictetus once taught that your responsibility is not to control how people see you. Your responsibility is to become someone whose character speaks louder than their opinions. Think about the people you respect the most. Do they constantly tell everyone how successful they are? Do they argue with every critic? Do they spend their time convincing strangers that they're valuable? Of course not. Their confidence is quiet. Their actions speak before their words ever need to. Now imagine 2 men walking into the same room. The first one immediately starts talking about his achievements. He wants everyone to know how intelligent he is, how important he is, how successful he is. The second man says very little. He listens more than he speaks. He carries himself with calm confidence. He never asks for attention. Yet somehow, Everyone naturally respects the second man. Why? Because confidence never needs an announcement. Only insecurity does. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than anyone. Even though he was the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, he demanded excellence from himself, and respect followed naturally. This is one of the greatest lessons Stoicism can teach you. You cannot force people to admire you. You cannot force people to understand you, and you certainly cannot force everyone to like you. The moment you stop trying, you become free, free from expectations, free from constant disappointment, free from living your life according to other people's opinions. Ask yourself honestly, how many decisions have you made simply because you wanted approval? How many times have you stayed quiet because you were afraid people wouldn't respect you? How many dreams have you delayed because you worried about what others might think? The Stoics would tell you something very simple. Every minute spent chasing another person's respect is one less minute spent building your own character. And character will always outlast reputation, because reputation lives inside other people's minds. Character lives inside yours. Once you truly understand that, you'll stop trying to prove yourself to everyone you meet. Instead, you'll quietly become the kind of person who no longer needs anyone's permission to feel valuable. And when that happens, something incredible begins to change. You stop wasting your energy on people who don't deserve it, because you finally realize your time, your attention, and your peace are far too valuable to be given away so easily. Which leads us to the third lesson. Not every battle deserves your energy. Lesson 3, choose your battles wisely. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every argument deserves your attention. And not every person deserves access to your peace. This is one of the hardest lessons to accept because your ego wants to win every battle. It tells you that if you stay silent, people will think you're weak. But the Stoics saw things differently. Imagine a lion walking through the forest. Do you think the lion stops every time a dog barks at it? Of course not. Not because the lion is afraid, but because it knows its energy is too valuable to waste. Your life works the same way. Every unnecessary argument steals something from you. It steals your focus. It steals your peace. And most importantly, it steals your time. Seneca believed that time is the most valuable thing a person owns. Once it's gone, you'll never get it back. So ask yourself, is this person really worth giving an hour of my life? Or even a single minute of my peace? Most of the time. The answer is no. Successful people understand something that others don't. Every time they say yes to an unnecessary fight, they're saying no to their goals, no to their family, no to their growth, no to the life they're trying to build. The next time someone tries to pull you into drama, pause for a moment. Instead of asking, how do I win this argument? Ask yourself, what do I lose if I choose to fight it? That one question can completely change the way you respond. Because true strength isn't proving that you're right. True strength is knowing when something is too small to deserve your attention. And once you stop fighting every battle, you'll discover another truth. Sometimes, the most powerful response isn't speaking at all. Sometimes, the greatest power is silence. Lesson 4, the power of silence. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think that staying silent means you've lost the argument. The Stoics believe the opposite. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Have you ever noticed that the loudest person in the room is rarely the wisest? People who constantly argue are usually trying to convince themselves as much as they're trying to convince everyone else. But a person who truly knows their worth doesn't feel the need to win every conversation. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is not to become like the person who hurt you. Think about that. If someone speaks with anger, and you answer with anger, what really changed? Nothing. Now there are simply 2 angry people instead of 1. But when you remain calm, you break the cycle. Imagine throwing a ball against a solid wall. It keeps bouncing back. Now imagine throwing that same ball into an open field. It loses its energy and eventually stops moving. Arguments work exactly the same way. They survive because 2 people keep throwing energy at each other. The moment one person refuses to continue, the conflict begins to die. This doesn't mean you should never speak. When something truly matters, speak with confidence, speak with clarity, but never speak just because your ego feels uncomfortable. Before you respond to anyone, ask yourself one simple question. Will my words improve this situation? Or will they only satisfy my emotions? If your words create peace, speak. If they only create more conflict, choose silence. Because every unnecessary word costs you energy, and the Stoics believed your energy should be invested in building your future, not feeding someone else's negativity. Once you learn the value of silence, you'll notice something remarkable. People begin to respect you not because you talk more, but because every word you choose to speak carries weight. And that naturally leads us to the fifth lesson, learning when it's time to walk away. Lesson 5. Know when to walk away. One of the greatest signs of emotional maturity is knowing when to walk away. Not because you've given up, not because you've lost, but because you've realized that your peace is worth more than proving a point. Most people stay in arguments far longer than they should. They keep explaining. They keep defending themselves. They keep hoping the other person will finally understand. But here's the truth. Not everyone wants to understand you. Some people simply want to argue. Some people enjoy creating conflict. And no amount of logic can change someone who has already decided not to listen. Imagine trying to fill a bucket that has a hole at the bottom. No matter how much water you pour into it, it will never become full. Arguing with the wrong person is exactly the same. The more energy you pour into the conversation, the less you gain from it. The Stoics believe that wisdom isn't just knowing what to do, it's also knowing what to stop doing. Sometimes, walking away is the wisest decision you'll ever make. Think about Marcus Aurelius. As emperor, he faced criticism almost every single day. If he had tried to answer every insult, he would never have had time to lead an empire. Instead, he focused on what truly mattered: his purpose, his character, his responsibilities. That's exactly what you should do. Every minute you spend trying to convince someone who refuses to understand you is a minute you're stealing from your own future. So the next time you find yourself trapped in an endless argument, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this conversation helping my life or only draining my energy? If the answer is draining your energy, smile, wish them well, and quietly walk away. Because walking away isn't losing. Sometimes, walking away is the biggest victory of all. And once you stop chasing every argument, you'll realize something even more powerful. The greatest way to answer disrespect isn't with words. It's with the life you choose to build. Lesson 6. Let your success speak. There is a saying that the tree with the sweetest fruit never makes the most noise. The same is true for people. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct is often to prove them wrong with words. But the Stoics believe there is a far better way. Don't argue. Don't announce your value. Build a life that makes your actions impossible to ignore. Imagine two people. The first spends every day telling everyone how talented he is. The second says very little. He wakes up early. He improves himself. He keeps his promises. He works quietly while everyone else is busy seeking attention. Now ask yourself, which person will earn more respect after 5 years? The answer is obvious. Because words create opinions, actions create belief. Marcus Aurelius never wasted his time trying to convince people that he deserved respect. He focused on becoming the kind of man who deserved it. That is the Stoic way. The next time someone doubts you, don't waste your energy trying to change their mind. Instead, use that moment as fuel. Read another chapter. Learn another skill. Work another hour. Become stronger. Become wiser. Become calmer. And one day, the life you've built will answer every insult they ever threw at you. Remember this. People may ignore your words, but they can never ignore consistent actions. Your success doesn't need an announcement. It only needs patience. And once you stop trying to prove yourself to the world, you'll discover the final lesson. The most important battle you will ever fight is the one inside your own mind. Lesson 7. The only opinion that truly matters. At the end of the day, there is one question that matters more than anything else. Not, do people respect me? But, can I respect myself? Most people spend their entire lives trying to win approval from the outside. They worry about what strangers think. They fear criticism. They constantly compare themselves to everyone around them. But the Stoics believe that this is one of the fastest ways to lose yourself. Because if your happiness depends on other people's opinions, then your happiness will always be out of your control. Imagine looking into a mirror every morning. The reflection doesn't lie. It doesn't care about your social status. It doesn't care how many people praised you yesterday. It only asks one simple question. Did you live according to your values today? That is the only approval that truly matters. Marcus Aurelius ended many of his days by examining his own actions, instead of judging other people's behavior. He understood that becoming a better person was far more important than becoming a more popular person. And that's the mindset you should carry into your own life. There will always be people who misunderstand you, people who criticize you, people who underestimate you. Let them. Their opinion is not your identity. Your identity is built by the choices you make every single day. So stop wasting your energy trying to control what other people think. Spend that energy becoming someone you're proud to see in the mirror. Because when you truly respect yourself, the disrespect of others loses its power. If this video helped you see disrespect from a new perspective, let me know in the comments which Stoic lesson spoke to you the most. And if you want to build a calm mind, unshakable confidence, and master your emotions every single week, subscribe to the Stoic Edge and turn on the notification bell. Until next time, protect your peace and master your mind. Lesson 8. Forgive without forgetting. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood ideas in Stoicism. Many people believe forgiving someone means pretending nothing happened. The Stoics never taught that. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior. It's about refusing to let someone else's actions continue controlling your mind. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every single day. At first, you barely notice the weight. But after weeks, months, even years, it begins to exhaust you. Resentment works the same way. Every insult you refuse to let go of becomes another stone inside that backpack. The person who hurt you may have already moved on with their life, yet you're still carrying the weight. Who's really suffering? Seneca believed that anger punishes the person who holds it more than the person who caused it. That doesn't mean you trust everyone again. It doesn't mean you ignore red flags. It simply means you stop allowing the past to steal your present. Forgive, learn the lesson, set better boundaries, and keep moving forward. Because peace is always more valuable than revenge. Transition. Once you let go of resentment, you'll discover the final lesson. The lesson that ties everything together. Lesson 9. Protect your peace above everything. At the end of your life, people won't remember every argument you won. They won't remember every insult you answered. But you will remember the kind of person you became. Marcus Aurelius understood that every single day is a choice. You can choose anger, or you can choose peace. You can choose revenge, or you can choose growth. You can choose to live according to other people's opinions, or according to your own values. Every morning you wake up, the world will test your patience. Some people will misunderstand you. Some will judge you. Some will disrespect you. You cannot control any of that, but you can always control one thing: the way you respond, and that is where true freedom begins. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't ask yourself how to hurt them back. Ask yourself how to protect your peace. Because peace isn't something the world gives you. It's something you choose to keep. If today's video helped you see disrespect from a new perspective, let me know in the comments which lesson stayed with you the most. And if you want to build a calm mind, stronger discipline, and master your emotions with timeless Stoic wisdom, subscribe to the Stoic Edge and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Until next time, protect your peace, master your mind,